Never give up. The donkey in the well. When darkness threatens to swallow everything. There was a remote corner of the village, desolate and forgotten. Crumbling huts, withered trees, and an abandoned well. No one went near it. Children whispered, "There's a spirit in that well that cries at night." But that night, something was different. It was the third watch of the night. Darkness blanketed the land. The chirping of crickets and the occasional hoot of an owl pierced the silence. Suddenly a sharp scream shattered the stillness. It wasn't a ghost. It was a donkey crying out in pain from deep within the old well. Heera, not just any donkey. This wasn't just any donkey. His name was Heera, an old, weary animal, but with a spark in his eyes, the kind you'd find in a warrior. He belonged to Raghu Chacha, the village's oldest farmer. For years, Heera had served him loyally, plowing fields, carrying heavy loads, and braving storms to transport crops. But age had caught up with Heera, his back bent with time. Villagers began calling him useless. Raghu had younger, stronger animals now. Heera was just a burden. Accident or intent. That day changed everything. Raghu was on his way to the fields, with Heera following him. Along the path lay an old, dry well overgrown with grass, nearly invisible. And then thud! Heera fell into the well. His cries drew villagers to the scene. The well was deep. They peered down, shocked. Raghu held his head in despair. "What do we do now? How will we get him out? He's just a donkey, and an old one at that. Let it be. It'll cost time and money. He's of no use now anyway." And then came the dreadful decision. Bury him alive. Burden of dirt or spark of life. The villagers brought shovels and baskets of dirt. Heera understood what was happening. At first he panicked as the dirt began to fall on him. But then something changed. With every shovel of dirt that hit him, he shook it off and stepped up. Again and again dirt would fall and he would shake it off and climb higher. The villagers thought, surely now he's done for. But Heera refused to give in. Hours passed. Each basket meant to bury him became his step toward the top. He had made a decision. I will not die here. His eyes burned with determination. He wasn't fighting to escape. He was rising above his fear. Old? Yes. Tired? Certainly. But his spirit was alive and young. Every insult, every shovelful of despair, every whisper of, "He won't make it," he turned them all into fuel. And then, from despair to dawn, the first ray of sunlight entered the well. The villagers, exhausted, had begun to leave. Suddenly someone shouted, "Look, he's at the top!" And there he was, Heera, standing tall at the mouth of the well. Redemption or transformation? The villagers stared in stunned silence. They had tried to bury him and now he stood above them all. Raghu Chacha broke down in tears. He rushed forward and hugged Heera. "Forgive me, my son. I had no idea you were this strong." But Heera said nothing. He just stood there like a sage who had already forgiven the world. Not just a donkey story, but ours. This isn't just Heera's story. Each of us faces our own wells in life, a tragedy, a loss, a shattered dream, a betrayal, a failure. People try to bury us with judgment, rejection, failure, shame. But like Heera, if we shake off each blow and use it as a step up, we can rise again. Every shovelful of dirt can become a stepping stone if we refuse to give up. When Heera became a legend, Heera's story spread through the village. Children came to see him and gently patted his back. He was no longer called a donkey, he was Heera the Brave. The local school began telling his story to children. Be like Heera became the village's new proverb. Final message, never give up. When life knocks you down and the world tries to bury you, don't be afraid. Remember, every hardship can become a ladder if you have the courage to rise. Because true strength lies not in muscle, but in willpower. And Heera proved it. The end? Not quite. Because somewhere today, another Heera has fallen into a well. Will you shake off the dirt and climb up? Or let it bury you? The choice is yours.